welcome to another episode of the Playeressence Vidcast. This is episode number 15, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know right now. We haven't done one in so long.
It's been a while, man.
But how are you liking that new intro? Was that not just like... It was awesome, man.
Yep.
Who likes Contra? Raise your hand. Yeah, so...
With the 30 live code.
With, yeah, up, left, down, down, whatever, A, B. Yeah, that definitely need that. Just want to say Happy New Year to all, and hopefully everybody had a great Christmas. How was yours?
It was good.
It was good. Mine was good too. We are back in full effect. We got a lot of big changes for 2013. Got a new Playeressence Vidcast for you. It's definitely going to be more structured. We heard some of you guys talk about it being kind of random, so we're switching it up a bit. We're making sure we're staying to a structure, staying to a certain time, and we'll get all the news in, we'll get all the big topics in, and definitely want to just do a little bit of promoting first before we do anything. Hero the Impaler over here, we have some new videos of Call of Duty Black Ops just playing going up, and we're going to have some Dark Souls. So I know a lot of you guys haven't checked out the Dark Souls multiplayer, but it has some interesting mechanics, and Hero happens to be an expert at that. So definitely check out the Black Ops 2 and the Dark Souls just playing. They're going to be going up very soon.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow?
Within the next few days.
Yeah, within the next few days. Probably by the end of the week. By Sunday. Definitely by Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Black Ops 2 is done. It's just the Dark Souls. This thing's a little
fine-tuning the Dark Souls. But trust me, you guys are going to want to check out this Dark Souls 2 video. It is... Or not Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Dark Souls video. It is awesome. So, Dom here, the Impaler has that.
Your new host.
Your new host of Just Playing. So definitely check that out. And without further ado, we're going to get right into what you're playing. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the games that we play on a regular basis. And I'll go ahead and let you play. Let you go on.
I play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I play
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
And I play Dark Souls. Maybe. Then I play some more Call of Duty Black. No,
so,
I've been.
So what you do in those as far as the
Call of Duty Black Ops 2, if my friends are on, I'll play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. If nobody's on, I'll play Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is obviously single player versus Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is a multiplayer, in a sense where you need a team with you. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I'm just still learning where to sit, where to wait, I mean, what to do, where to go, the different spots to hang out in, the spawn points, how to get, I'm actually pretty good at getting swarms and warthogs and the higher score streaks, and I actually have a lot of people comment and ask me, what's your secret routine? I'm like, I just kill people.
Black Ops 2, well, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You kill people. And you've been playing some, so anything you can tell with the users about, a little bit more about Demon Souls or Dark Souls? As far as what you've been doing there, the stuff that you've been figuring out, the little nuances, because I know games with such the amount of depth as that goes, there's little nuances. Can you describe you playing that game and just what you've seen in those games, and maybe what you're excited for as far as Dark Souls 2 goes too?
Dark Souls 1, I love the multiplayer.
Yeah,
you saw them.
The multiplayer.
I went to work and the Just Playing. I'm not bragging on myself, but
I think you are.
Call it what you want, man. But you know what? The way I see it is, in Dark Souls, you can get trolls, pricks, call them what you want, but I prefer a good fight. Not just because I win or because I beat somebody, but you know what? A guy that just runs around with Havel's armor and the Great Sword, the Great Lord's Great Sword, just to stun lock people, you're not good. Sorry, you're not. A guy that runs around that uses Tranquil Walk of Peace and the Wrath of the Gods, you're not skilled. I
would say a majority of the people who play video games have not played the multiplayer. Can you explain the mechanics of the multiplayer to people so they can get a feel? So if they want to know if they want to try this out, what would you describe it, or is it completely unique?
It's very, very in depth. There's a lot of
any game that's like it that maybe you can compare it to.
Demon Souls. You can compare it to Demon Souls, but honestly, the only way I could try to describe it is think of an Elder Scrolls. But multiplayer.
An Elder Scrolls multiplayer.
But there's just so many different armors and weapons, and you can customize your weapons with lightning, fire, magic, all these different things that you can do to your weapons and your armor to make them stronger, to make them faster, and there's different, you can go with miracles, you can go with magic, or you can go with pyromancy. I mean, there's so many variables, so diverse of things that you can do that there's not. And that's why I love Dark Souls. There's not one class, there's not one setup that's dominant. That's just, if you have it like this, you're going to win guaranteed. No. every class, every setup, every approach has its strong points and its weak points.
That's cool. I mean, I've always thought that like I love Demon Souls, and like hearing you and watching you, because I actually got a sneak peek, of course, of the just playing with the Dark Souls, and it looks so cool. It looks so in depth. Like I was literally like clapping after you beat one of the, like after you had this sick 2-on-1 where you basically beat two guys that were just wailing on him. I mean, they were throwing fire, and this guy had like a big old Reaper sword. It looked like it was crazy. And you know, Dom takes both of them out. I was just like, man, that just seems so in depth and so cool to do. I mean,
you feel real accomplished.
Yeah, definitely.
When you beat someone down, like it's not even not even a game, if you would. It's like, yeah, that was alright. But when you get into like an in-depth fight where there's a lot going on and it's a drawn out, a lot of parrying, a lot of running, a lot of jumping, a lot of everything going on, it's like, whew, I'm lucky I got past that asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, those are the two games you're playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so we'll go in and I'll move on to mine. You know, my what you playing, and I've basically been playing a lot of stuff. I usually don't play too many games, but this week I finally beat Kid Icarus Uprising, and like I was talking to you about it before. I mean, the game also has so much depth. Like Nintendo does a great job of making sure like you don't know what the game is about before you play. I had no clue Kid Icarus was like a looting type game where you get different weapons. I just knew that like you have like a sword and like you have like a bow and you fly around. Nobody even told me. And then when I got the game, I was like, oh crap, there's all these different weapons and stuff like that. And it's just cool. The only problem is that, you know, the controls
are horrible.
But if you get past the controls, the game is very good. Just a tip out there for some of you guys, maybe you guys are having trouble with the controls. The best way to do it is probably use the circle pad as, of course, to run, and then the face buttons to change the camera angles. That's the best way I found, and that's how I got basically to beat it, because I actually stopped playing it, because I got it at launch back in last March, and I actually stopped playing it because the controller was so bad, but then I changed the controls, and I actually got used to it, and I beat it, and the game's awesome.
Well, something I didn't ask you, is it a pretty long game?
It's pretty long.
When you lent it to me, you were on like episode or chapter 14 or something like that.
Yeah, it's chapter 25.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably say like it depends on what difficulty. I mean, I put like 60 hours into it, but that's because I replayed difficulties like on level 9, like trying to get the best weapon so I can kind of stockpile.
And I actually like the you can adjust the difficulty per level. Like,
it is probably the most in-depth difficulty tuner ever in the history. You can change it per the T of what you want. I mean,
and the thing I also like about it, and that I notice, is when you play, like, you can only access certain parts of levels based on the difficulty.
Yes. Very smart level design. Very a way to kind of entice you, like, hey, you want to get what's behind
you? Want this? You gotta do this, asshole.
You gotta get to level 6 intensity or level 7 intensity, and I like that because it makes you.
It forces you to play harder.
Exactly.
And to step up your game.
And you want to play harder because you want to get those better weapons.
You want to know what's behind that door.
Yeah,
and that treasure chest.
And the multiplayer is pretty fun too. I played a little bit of that too, definitely collecting and looting. I mean, it's a fantastic portable game. I really like it. The next game that I played I've been playing a ton of. I just got Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, or Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, and I got it right. And it's hard. Holy crap! I have just been being destroyed. I mean,
like, are you talking like Dark Souls destroyed, or
it might be harder than Dark Souls, dude? Because I'm comparing. Dark Souls is harder than Demon Souls, but from what I've heard, they're kind of similar. You know, they're both tough games. But I mean, I died in Demon Souls, but I never died this many times. But when you die in this game, some of it's kind of cheap, and some of it's like, okay, it's generally hard. The camera angles in this game you gotta use that right thumbstick to manipulate that camera, or you're gonna get stuff just thrown at you and shot at you from different angles. And but I am playing it on hard from the beginning.
Okay.
There's a normal and there's a hard. Ninja Gaiden 3 on the Xbox 360 and PS3. That game, they stripped the difficulty out of that game, and like, you actually, like, the normal mode is actually the easy mode, and the hard mode is actually the normal mode. You know what I'm saying? And but in this game, they changed it back to where normal's and hard mode is hard. Then there's ultimate mode, which is even harder, but I haven't got to that. I'm not almost done, but I think I'm on day 6, and I think there's 8 days. So I've been tearing my way through the game, and the game is really fun. It's very frantic.
How was the gamepad with the controls?
I'm not using the gamepad. I'm using the Controller Pro.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played it with the gamepad, but it seems like it would work just fine. On the gamepad though, you can see like the combos and stuff like that.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, you can actually turn it on, but I usually turn the display off when I play with, just because I don't want it to distract me. So I just,
you're too busy worrying about the million objects flying.
I'm too busy worrying about all that. But it's a bit overpriced right now. I mean, it's $60 for the game, but there's a ton of content. It's not the same crappy game that was on the 360 and the PS3. I mean, it's harder. They added dismemberments, and dismemberments, you don't realize how bad you need those. I can't believe this game, like, Ninja 3 shipped without dismemberments. Like, I couldn't believe it, because when it's a key part in the game. Like, you have to chop off one of their arms, and once you do that, bam, you can do like an obliteration technique. And it's just a key in the game. It's something that you always have to use. And like, when you see somebody's arm comes off, you hear that sound like a little clinking. You're like, yes, I can freaking obliterate them. And the best thing is, like, you're invisible, so stuff can just fly at you, and you're obliterating them. And you're like, I have invisibility frames. So that's the biggest thing. I can't believe Ninja Gaiden 3 shipped without dismemberments. You know. So I've just been playing Ninja Gaiden 3, and it's a blast on the Wii U. Definitely check that out. That basically wraps up what you're playing here. So we're gonna get right into the top news for the week. Big news coming in, Dom, from the Pokemon Company.
Big,
I choose you.
You choose me?
I choose you.
Okay.
Pikachu.
No.
Yeah, from the Pokemon Company. So far they say that there's big news coming next week, January 8th, related to Pokemon. And what do you think it is? I just wanted to ask you, what do you think it could possibly be?
I don't know, man. It's Pokemon. It could be anything. It could
be a new Pokemon on the 3DS, maybe.
It could be a new Pokemon on 3DS, a new Pokemon on the Wii U. It could be...
Oh, man. Like, hold up. I think I just got this computer just raised up just a little bit and went back down. Don't say that again, Dom. Don't get me excited.
We'll say it again.
If they did announce that, a new Pokemon on the 3DS and Wii U, that would effectively kill the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah. That would be...
Sony's like, no, don't do it!
That would be opening Pandora's box for the PS Vita. Just obliteration, nothing.
No, Sony's gonna pull a Nancy Kerrigan, man. And you know that the ice skater who tried to kill or like attack her opponent because she didn't want to. Sony's gonna hire a hitman to take out
his legs.
Take out Miyamoto and stop making Pokemon. Oh man, dude. I'll say this before I start laughing over myself. If they did release a new Pokemon, and what I want to see a full 3D game, of course. I want to see all of that action in there, and we're gonna see it January 8th. So cross your fingers and hope. But they did say that it's big news, quotes on their Twitter, for North America and Japan. So
yeah,
it's a worldwide broadcast. They've got something cooking. So hopefully it's Pokemon on the 3DS and Wii U. Hopefully, even if it's just on the 3DS, I'll take.
If it's a 3DS, that there's 80 million copies sold. You know.
I mean, like I said, hopefully it's the next gen of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like 8th gen or whatever the hell they're on. 8th gen of Pokemon. So that'd be cool. I'm really down for a new Pokemon game. I bought Black and White 2 and I haven't even played it that much because it's just too much like Black and White. Like, you know, I'm just ready for, it's the same Pokemon. I mean, it's cool and all. They added a bunch of stuff, but I need to play. I can't take this 2D on a 2D plane and, you know, you can't 3D movement. I need a new Pokemon game to play. I need something new. So hopefully
we'll find out soon.
Hopefully we'll get that. Next, we're moving on to Sony. This is a big news for the PS4. Sony just filed a patent that it might block used game sales. So basically, it's going to use NFC technology, and this technology is the same type of technology that's actually built into the Wii gamepad to where it can detect objects and transfer into the game. But the way that they're using the technology is that the system will be able to recognize the game individually. And if you try to give that game to your friend, or like maybe third time it's on a console or whatever it is, they can set a certain number, it'll block it from being played. What's your thoughts on that?
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I get an idea of what they're trying to get at. They want you to buy new, but you know what? Let's be real. Can everyone on this planet that plays video games afford $60 games?
No.
You know, seriously, I know I can't.
I think it's...
You know, it's that's stupid. I mean, used game sales is pretty big. I mean...
GameStop.
Yeah. I mean, people buy used games all the time.
Oh, people, like, from a friend. Like, you want to sell a game, like, your friend has a game you don't want anymore, you sell it to them. Or if you want to give a game to somebody else, so if you buy a game, is it really yours anymore? That's the thing. Like, in my opinion, that devalues the game. So, fine, Sony, you guys want to, do that? Or Microsoft, you guys want to do that? Okay, well, then lower the price of the game. Because now the game is not anywhere near as valuable anymore.
Yeah, because once I buy it, it's mine, whether I use it, don't use it.
Yeah. So
unless I sell you my PS4 with my game, then you can play it. But
I mean, hopefully there's a number set. Maybe after I don't even want a number being set because used game sales help people buy new games. Like trading in your game can help you buy a new game. Well, it might be. To me, it's kind of like, is that like? Can you do that? Like, if you buy a game, isn't it yours? You buy a physical disc of a game, that's your game. You can do whatever that you want to give it to somebody else to play. They can play it on their, just as long as they legally purchase their system, the game is legal, and they do that, then that's fine. I don't understand the problem.
Unless you're bootlegging them.
Well, I mean, if you're bootlegging them, you're copying a burned game. I mean, obviously that's illegal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that, like, if you have a game, you purchase a game, that's your game.
Sony whether you play it, give it away, flush it down the toilet.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want with that game.
Now, if you were renting a game, that'd be a different issue.
If you're renting a game, I guess it'd be a different issue. But the whole thing about that is somebody bought that game. Now, what they need to do, maybe they need to talk to GameFly and talk to the people who rent. This is targeted towards GameStop. This is obviously towards GameStop and how they make so much money off of used game sales. They need to work something out with GameStop. Them getting a cut out of the used game sales, they need to work something out with them. That's what they need to do. They don't need to say, okay, no more used games and screw the consumer and screw us. They need to work something out with GameStop and GameFly to get a cut out of those.
I think if they do it, if it ends up happening the way that it sounds online, Sony's going out of business. People aren't going to want to buy that.
Yeah, I will not buy a PS4 if you can't play like a used.
If I can't borrow my friend's, Mass Effect 4 just because I want to try it out over the weekend.
Yeah,
screw that.
I've borrowed games from people. I've let people borrow my games. If you want to come over, so I have to bring my system. If you want to do like a Just Play or whatever, and we're together, we got to bring your whole system over. That's ridiculous. That's so stupid. Hopefully this isn't true. Hopefully they just patent this technology just to maybe use. I don't know if there's an apocalypse or something and they want to make as much money as possible. I don't know.
Maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah, but I hope this is wrong. And Sony, if you're listening or anybody who's tied to Sony, don't do this. This is
that's
so stupid.
That is so self-destructive.
Yeah,
you're putting yourselves out of business because
it's stupid. It's just very, very stupid. So, moving on to the next topic, some users over at NeoGAF have claimed that you can buy a used Wii U, and if that person bought games digitally, you can re-download those games free of cost. So you're gonna run out and go buy a used Wii. What do you think about that though? Do you think Nintendo needs to put a stop to that, or?
Well, as a consumer, no, they don't need to put a stop to it. Because if I just so happen to buy a Wii U that has Zombie U, New Super Mario Brothers U, Ninja Gaiden 3,
the game was already purchased though. The game was already purchased, so.
Well, I know like Xbox Live, you buy something, you can only download it once, and then if you want to download it again, that's on you, but... Well,
it's tied to your account. So, let's say you got rid of your Xbox 360 somehow, and you get a new Xbox 360, you can still download all the games that you have, but it's tied to somebody else can't. PlayStation has a game share thing to where if somebody's bought a game, you can give that game to somebody else, and you have a certain amount of uses that you can give that game to somebody else. And you can also, if you have a download that you've already done, you can download all those games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can do that. Sony has that. This doesn't seem too far from it, but what they're saying is that like even like if somebody has a Wii U and somebody's wiped the hard drive of the games, you know what I'm saying? Like it's tied to that Wii U. So somebody who didn't buy those games, somebody else can get the game. You don't have to, it's not tied to their accounts like Sony and Microsoft. It's tied to the system. So somebody who got rid of that Wii U, they lost those games forever. If they get a different Wii U, they gotta rebuy those games.
Buy everything again.
It's not tied to their account. It's tied to the system. So I don't know if that's a good way of doing things. You know,
that's not. They may need to. They gotta change that because, like I said, you'll get a lucky bastard. Like I said, that'll get a Wii U with Zombie U, New Super Mario Brothers, Mario Galaxy, and everything else on it.
Right now, we don't know if it's tied just to downloadable eShop games like the small ones like Trying 2 and Nano Assault, or if it's like the full retail games. I don't think anybody who's bought a full retail game, they've already traded in their Wii U. You're kind of stupid if you did that. You should have just put it at a friend's house or something, because it's only been out for a month or so. You wasted your money, but I don't know.
You should have sent it to us. I would have taken it.
Yeah, the Hero could use one. But hey, if that's true, that's cool for the users who get to download those free games.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are going to move into the main topic, and I wrote an article on my site that got a little bit of traction. Wasn't as popular as some of my other ones, but basically talk about the Vita and what Sony used to do in their the PlayStation Vita.
Okay.
And their marketing for the system is just horrible. Like, I talked about on my article how they're marketing it as a portable console. And we live in America, man. Like, people will play their consoles at home. When they go out, got the stupid little iPhone or whatever, they're not looking to play intense, hardcore games, on the road. I mean, maybe if it's like a long trip, but most people aren't looking to do that. And Sony's marketing is portable console, 2 analog sticks. Play Call of Duty. Call of Duty sucks on here. We'll play Resistance. Oh, well, that game sucks too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to make all these. It's like, stop. Stop making these games. Like, nobody wants to play those type of games, And like, I just said it needs to make its own identity. Stop creating dual games on where they just give away free games, because Sony just gives away games. If you buy PlayStation All Stars on the PS3, you get the Vita copy for free. You buy Sly, which is cool, I guess, for people who have the PlayStation 3 and Vita. But for me, I'm like, that's not gonna make me buy a Vita, so I can buy a Vita to play the same exact game I can play on my PS3 on the road. I'm sorry, but I want to play unique games for the PS Vita. Like when I play my 3DS, I'm playing Kerrigan'd Uprising. Can't play that anywhere else.
Yeah, Fire Emblem.
Castlevania. Resident Evil. Exactly. Resident Evil Revelations. It's not Resident Evil 6, and then Resident Evil 6 on the console and the portable. I play Resident Evil 6 when I'm at home. Freaking play Resident Evil Revelations when I'm on the road. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're unique experiences that are tuned for that system. So my question to you is, what does Sony need to do to turn the Vita around? What would you do from somebody, you bought a PSP, but you haven't bought a Vita?
I curse the day I bought a PSP. Because that thing is a piece of crap.
It is?
Yeah.
That's some good games.
It's a piece of crap. It is a piece of crap.
Fair enough.
Okay. The games are mediocre at best. Okay. Mm. They're not exactly like terrible, but they're not like, ooh, I want a PSP just so I can play this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's the biggest issue I have with that stupid abomination is the freaking discs. Those little
the UMDs.
You put them in, you close the little hatch, you turn it on, and what do you hear? And you hear that the entire time you're playing.
Sony.
And I've had people tell me, oh, they just downloaded on an SD card. Well, that means I gotta buy a PS3, which I did. I gotta buy the stupid game on the PS Store. I gotta download it onto my PS or my SD card. Then I gotta put it on my PSP. I gotta do 4 things when I could just buy the stinking game.
Well, that's why, there's a reason why Nintendo's always went with cartridges for a handheld system.
Because Nintendo knows a handheld system is going to be doing this.
Yeah, and you don't want something that's spinning and moving. Yeah, a bit of a... But see, with the Vita, though, we're talking about the Vita, though. But with the Vita, they changed that. It's a cartridge media. What does Sony need to do to turn around? I guess your experience with the PSP was so bad, you don't even want to look at the Vita.
Don't care about
what can the Vita do to turn it around? Is there anything that could make you want to...
The only thing Sony can do is put out some exclusives for just the PS Vita. And nothing too in-depth, nothing too complicated, because I fully agree. I don't want to play Call of Duty on the road.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty is one of those games that if I'm playing Call of Duty, I am focused. I'm not like...
And it's online multiplayer. You're not going to get good online multiplayer with 3G. Let me just tell you that right now. Man, my 3G... Browsing the web on a 3G phone sometimes is slow. Like, imagine playing Call of Duty on there on a 3G connection. Heck
yeah,
no.
right. That's Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're going to play Call of Duty, you're probably going to just play it at home on your Wi-Fi connection. Then it almost defeats the purpose, because then you can just play the much superior Call of Duty at home. Same thing goes for PlayStation All-Stars. You're just going to play PlayStation All-Stars at home, you know? So, Vita... I want them to get rid of this marketing, this portable console marketing. Just be like, hey, Vita's badass. Vita has this. Vita has that. Vita has these exclusives. My friend Andre, he was like, oh yeah, they have these games like DJ Max Technica or something like that that uses the back touchpad. Really cool. You know, but it's a music game, so of course you can do something like DJ using the back touchpad, like for scratching or whatever. Or Gravity Rush. You say Gravity Rush is a very good game, which from what I've seen, Gravity Rush is a good game. So, but we need more games like that. You never heard of those. Those are unique games that only get on the PS Vita. I swear, if they had more games like that, they'd be doing so well. You know, on N4G, people are saying, no, like they PS Vita, I like having to play my games. Okay, well that's great if you do, but look at the sales. Look at the sales. Look at, has software sales or Vita sales spiked? Who has went out there and said, oh yeah, I'm going to go get a PlayStation Vita because I get a free copy to play on the road. Yeah, so I'm going to go out there and get... No. PS3 users are PS3 users. PlayStation Vita users... It's only the hardcore PlayStation fans that are going out and buying a Vita and saying, I'm going to play the same game on the road. You know, most people are just going to be like, I want to play something kind of different, something unique. I'll play Call of Duty when I'm at home. I'll play PlayStation All-Stars when I'm at home. I'm going to play games like Gravity Rush when I'm on the road. You know, unique PS Vita exclusives, you know. So that's my take on there. When Sony gets unique exclusives on there, and I was this close to actually buying a PSP, just time ran out, you know.
A PSP or a PS Vita?
PSP. I'm not even close to buying a PS Vita because they need more games. Like once I see like maybe 8 or 9 games that are unique exclusives, you know, that are there. Right now they have about 3 or 4. They have Uncharted, Golden Abyss, which is a unique PS Vita game. You know, they have Gravity Rush, and they have that DJ game. They have people talking about, oh, like Wipeout, but Wipeout you can get on, you know, your PS3. And they have like Stardust you can get on your PS3. I already have those games. Andre gave them to me. So I'm not looking for games that you can also get on there. Like even if you look on my 3DS, man, I have all games that are unique to 3DS. They're not dual type games. I mean, because Nintendo doesn't make dual. They just don't, because they know you're going to cannibalize yourself. You're eating at your own sales. And then, you know, if you do that. So unique games from Sony. Hopefully they can turn... 2013 is going to be a big year for them, because if they don't turn this around now, it's not going to look good, you know.
Well, if they don't turn around, yeah, they're going to lose money, they're going to lose sales, and then with this nonsense about the PS4 not being able to buy new games.
Yeah, so it's not...
All Sony Corporation buildings will be up for sale,
at least
and they will make room for Playeressence.
Yeah, right.
A big old corporate building, only 2 offices being used.
Well, hopefully Sony can turn it around. I'm pulling for them. I actually think Sony's one of the companies that actually does care about gamers. I just happen to not really like their IPs, but I know that like I'm just not big on shooting. Like, they just make a lot of shooting games and stuff, but I'm just not big on that. But I know Sony's out there looking out for the core gamers. You know, I think they generally had a good idea. They thought this would be really cool. You know,
bad idea.
But, yeah.
Good idea, bad execution.
Yeah, good idea, bad execution. Don't give away games for free. And if you're gonna do the whole dual game thing, make sure the PSP versions have exclusive features. Don't make it the same game, because then
don't port it over.
Yeah, don't port it over, because then it's the same game. And you know, yeah, you get it for free, but that doesn't make people want to go out and buy a Vita for that. I'm not gonna go out and buy a Vita because I can play the same game I can play on my PS3. That doesn't create value for me. I know it creates value for some people, but those are the people who already wanted to buy a PSP or a PS Vita. You know. But
i.e. losers.
Oh, quit. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next, our last topic here. Will be our New Year's gaming resolutions. Dom, what are your New Year's gaming resolutions? What are you vowing to do in 2013 that you did not do in 2012? Or that you did not do enough of in 2012?
Get a Wii U.
Get some money. Get some money.
Get some money, get some problems, then get a Wii U.
Yeah. More money, no problems than a Wii U. What else?
when I do get my Wii U, I probably want to see if I can get some of the tougher monsters in Monster Hunter.
Dude, you need to. That should be your #1 game resolution. Get a Wii U by March 31st so you can play Monster Hunter with me and Antoine. Or Antoine.
Screw Antoine. Antoine.
You know, we should make a book like, where's Antoine? It's like, you know, like, where's Waldo? But Antoine's face? Skinny, where you at, dog? Make a book of where's Waldo, but put Antoine's face in all of those. Or put a book that just says, where's Waldo with Antoine's face. Dude's out like in the mountain, man. He's skiing, bro.
In the mountain, he's at the beach, he's in China, he's in Japan. He goes all over the place.
Chilling with Miyamoto right now.
He's getting the Pokemon news before we are.
Yeah, dude already knows that he's already seen the big news for Pokemon now because he is in Japan.
No, but yeah, I want to give myself a Wii U, play me some Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, destroys, probably get my ass kicked, but...
Yeah, that's what happens in Monster Hunter. But if you're strategic, you can do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and you, we're going to play it. We got to play it. So,
Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2. Play some more Dark Souls 2.
You've already seen how... How badass it is when you can actually parry and, you know...
Oh, yeah.
Apostle somebody.
Yeah, that should be my New Year's resolution is to try to play Dark Souls. Well, those are some good news gaming resolutions. My New Year's gaming resolution is to beat hard games and to beat more games. I think I was a bit of a sissy last year.
So you want to be more like me, huh? You want to...
Yeah, I want to be more like...
You want to grind?
I want to be more like Dom. Definitely, that's why I started out the New Year's with Ninja Gaiden, you know, 3 Razor's Edge. And putting it on hard. I want to be more of that core gamer that I was back like in 2010 when I used to just rip through games on the hard difficulties. Like, you know, I had some things come up in my personal life which kind of stopped me from playing games as much.
Well, not only that, but I mean, this is probably more than the users need to know, but running this site takes a lot of time.
Well, yeah.
I'll put it to you this way, ladies and gentlemen. The 20-minute Black Ops video that we're going to upload took me about 4.5 hours.
I mean,
just to edit it. I haven't uploaded it. I haven't finalized. I just edited the damn thing.
Running the site does take. A lot of time.
And that's why I've come, you know, to help our fearless leader here to try to take some of the load for him.
Yeah, which I appreciate, but you know, I feel not complete. You know,
we'll get you there.
Yeah, I'm starting out good. That's why I said, you know, I'm gonna beat Kid Icarus. Like, enough of this. Like, I'm gonna beat Kid Icarus. I am going to play Ninja Gaiden Razor's Edge. I'm gonna beat Zombie U. Like, I did all of that. Like, you know, around New Year's, around that time. Like, I beat it all right around.
I was getting drunk and already having a good time. He was playing Zombie U.
I was beating Zombie U. I was playing Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. I was, you know, doing things like that. So, you know, I'm going to definitely be more of a core gamer, get back to those gaming roots and beating games on hard difficulties. And I'm going to be a little bit more open maybe to playing other types of games. I'm trying to get into PC gaming a little bit more. Steam sales are awesome. So checking out the Steam sales and things like that, and you know, and just be more optimistic about things. Maybe not be so hard on Microsoft because I tear Microsoft to shreds.
We both do.
I tear Microsoft to shreds on a daily basis just because I don't agree with their. Well, I agree with their business tactics, but I just don't think that they're like the best anymore, and yet they're still charging what they charge. But hey, that's another story.
Another story for another episode.
Yeah, another episode. So that's going to be the wrap up here.
Well, we got one more resolution. Our resolution as a team is to build Playeressence.com.
Teamwork.
That is what we are going to do.
We are going to be dedicated to uploading.
We apologize for not getting a whole lot up during the holidays, but it was the holidays.
So, it was the holidays, yeah. We took it, but it takes time also to get these things done. And
so now that we're in a new year, we're gonna get right back, and you know, every weekend you guys a podcast. And
yes, every week.
Just playing,
throw down all of that good stuff. We're gonna get back to uploading that. And now that I know I have somebody here that I can trust and depend on to be here and to help, that is going to make the biggest difference in updating the site and doing things. And like I said, please tell your friends. Please spread the word. This stuff is like, we're going to have a ton of cool stuff coming up. So check out playeressence.com every single day for all the new content. And Hero the Impaler, man. This guy is amazing. So check out our YouTube channel. You can see it right there on the site. You can look at the links from there. And also, we have a YouTube player straight from our channel. So you don't even have to go on YouTube. you can just click on you'll see if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see our videos. Click on whatever video you want, or the newest ones are always be to the right, and watch it from there. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops just playing going up. We got Dark Souls coming up probably in a little bit, and we should have some more content coming up, so it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a great 2013. Pretty much wraps up everything.
Yep.
Once again, I am Furious Francis. This is Hero the Impaler, and signing off for the first episode of 2013. You guys have a good day.
Later.
Take it easy.